The 22nd and 23rd International Dog Show, organised by the Gibraltar Kennel Club, took place on the Rock at the weekend. Over 900 dogs participated in the event, which included around 140 breeds in 10 categories. The venue this year was the new Centenary Sports Hall and its surrounding area, providing the space for 11 show rings. But a show of this nature requires plenty of organisation. It was Katrina Favre from the Gibraltar Kennel Club who explained the work involved and how these competitions compared to others in the past.
Okay, we're holding our 22nd and 23rd International Dog Show. It's going very well, minor hiccups, but nothing that we can't handle. And I think everybody's having a good time.
In terms of organisation, I mean, we've got over 900 participants. I mean, just how much work is involved?
A lot of work, because the people have to send their entries well before the closing date. We need to check that the actual entries are paid. We need to check that all the papers are in order, like the pedigree papers, championship certificates. People start phoning to confirm that their entries are in for the timetable, apart from arranging travel arrangements, hotel bookings, dinners, tours, all for the judges. It's a massive organisation, actually.
You haven't mentioned there the venue, and I'm sure this has probably caused problems in the past. Are you happy with the choice this year?
This year it's perfect. It's perfect for these events. Everybody's actually saying how well presented everything is, that we've got room for everything. People are generally very happy with the place, and it's perfect.
Now, people have travelled very far afield from even Argentina. I mean, so more than just a hobby for some.
It is more than just a hobby for some. We've got professional handlers, about 10 professional handlers more or less. They bring an average of 10 to 15 dogs each, all belonging to different people, and they go from show to show. Naturally, they will promote our show. We've got two that flew from Chile, two others from Russia, from Northern Ireland, England. They are actually making arrangements to fly over. And shortly, when we finish this show, they will start calling to see when the next show is going to be. And actually, we don't have that date yet.
So Gibraltar very much on the world map in terms of dog shows.
It is it's getting to just across, the Atlantic. We are growing on a positive side, yeah.
11 judges are participating. I mean, just how difficult is their job? Because in terms of grooming and preparation, I mean, you only have to go around to see how much work's involved.
The thing is that people like to show off their dogs to the best of their ability, right? And some breeds do need a lot of grooming, combing, and God knows what. It's incredible the amount of work that goes into some breeds.
Well, having to cope with a slightly different challenge. It's not sports people this weekend, it's dogs. So how have you managed?
Well, we are sports and leisure anyway. We've managed quite well. We've obviously had to adjust people's work rosters and bring extra people in to prepare the sports hall. I'm pretty sure you've already taken some footage of the sports hall, and it looks completely different. It's a show area now. And in a way, it's a pleasure to do something like this because it's good for Gibraltar and it's something different for the people of Gibraltar to enjoy.
Logistically, were there any sort of major problems involved?
Not really. Having had to cope with concerts in the past, this is not really that much of a logistical problem. It just means rearranging our programs and making sure that there's staff available for what is required.
And any sort of added costs? I can see that, for example, you've had to lay down a special floor to protect the sports floor there.
Well, the floor itself was provided by the Kennel Club. They own one, which they've been using in other venues. It's just been a question of providing the necessary staff structure to be able to do the works required. Yes, there has been slight extra costs, but we've always got a little bit of a budget for special events, so that's where this one's going to.
And perhaps you could see more of these events being held here in the future?
Well, it is a sports facility by nature, but obviously it's the biggest and probably the best venue in Gibraltar for this type of event and other non-sports events. So there is always a possibility that the government will make the area available for other non-sports events, yes.
My main role here is emergency veterinary care. If any animal takes sick or anything collapses, then I'm here to provide first aid on site, what I can do here, and then I can always take the animal to the clinic if something which is more serious. You know, there's 900 dogs, there's always a possibility that one of them might get sick. But it's only basically emergency care. As well as that, if there's any problem with any certification of the rabies vaccination or any queries with regards to animals and whether it's the right animal or whether it's got a proper microchip or not, then obviously I would be called in those cases.
Any situations sort of today?
Today, this year, no, it's been quite quiet this year. Other years, you know, it usually tends to get quite busier on a Sunday for some obscure reason. The second day tends to be the problem day usually. Maybe it's the stress of the animals. Oh, these animals come from far and wide, so they come from north of France or from Germany or some far European country. You know, they've come over here 24 hours and it's a hot day here, so it can be stressful. So most problems come the second day.
So how do they cope with the travelling? And most of them are used to this?
Most of them are used to it, but a lot of them aren't. You remember, a lot of these are young dogs. Most of them are young dogs, you know, first 2-3 years of life. After that, you know, they become world champions and they're not shown anymore. So often in some animals it might actually be the first long trip, and if the owners haven't prepared them or hydrated the animals enough, then it can lead to problems within the 48 hours that they are in Gibraltar.
What about the condition of the dogs? Are these prime examples of how people should look after them?
These are prime examples of how dogs should be shown, which is a different thing to medically. I mean, if you come to see a dog here, then you come and see a dog and it's in a prime show condition. Medical condition, in other cases, it can actually vary because, you know, it's the same as, you know, doing a hairstyle the day before you go out. Doesn't mean you look like that all the time. So there's a lot of variation there. That's very subjective, to be honest.
Slightly controversial in the past as well has been perhaps the extreme grooming, like the clipping of ears and tails. Is this something of the past or it still happens?
It's something which is on its way out. I mean, with the Kennel Club regulations coming through now, as time goes on, I believe a lot of the dog breeds and ear pricking they won't be allowed to be shown anymore. So with time, that will be a thing of the past, yes.
Bueno, Mónica, dinos primero qué tipo de perro expone.
Es un caniche gigante y también exponemos caniches enanos, color melocotón, apricot.
Aparte del tamaño, ¿qué otras diferencias hay entre los perros?
Entre los caniches ninguna, hay 4 tamaños y estructuralmente tienen que ser iguales, pero vamos, es el tamaño más que nada.
¿Y los peinados? ¿Cuántas horas se tarda para llegar a esto?
Un caniche gigante, a lo mejor para una exposición, solo el baño y secado son 4 horas. 4 horas de secado más luego el corte. Es mucho trabajo. En un enano pues tardas muchísimo menos, claro.
¿Y la idea de tener el corte así con menos pelo para trabajar, que para que sea más fácil?
La verdad es que hay 3 o 4 cortes que son los que podemos usar para expo, pero en gigante en este caso lo hacemos así, que es el continental, para quitarnos pelo, porque si no es muchísimo trabajo. Pero vamos, cuando tenemos un buen perro debajo lo puedes hacer. Si tienes un perro con defectos no se puede hacer, porque con el pelo se quitan muchos defectos que no se ven con la tijera, en el caso de los caniches.
¿Y este perro, por ejemplo, tiene algunos premios ya? ¿Ha ganado?
Sí, este es campeón de España y este año empezó a Portugal y le queda un puntito para terminar el campeonato de Portugal, porque en Estoril ganó a todos los perros, quedó best in show de la exposición.
Y entonces está acostumbrado a viajar mucho, ¿no?
Uf, todo. Muchos fines de semana, todo el año estamos viajando. Los pobres se acostumbran a las jaulas, a los transportines, pero luego solo quieren estar allí, ¿eh?
¿Y trae a toda la familia para ayudar?
Sí. Sí, a todos nos gusta. Porque esto más que nada es un hobby, porque en realidad no sacamos beneficios económicos. Nos tiene que gustar mucho. En nuestro caso somos peluqueros y bueno, nos damos publicidad luego como peluqueros y tal. En el caso de los criadores, pues luego los cachorros pues valen más dinero, pero realmente no ganamos nada de dinero ni nada por el estilo.
Well, you're a Basset Hound breeder, so how did you get into this hobby?
Oh, that was 30 years ago. When I was a kid, we always had dogs in our place, and but my breed since I was a kid were Bassets. So I started with Bassets 30 years ago, and then until now I have improved the breed, and we have some very nice results.
What's so special about this particular dog?
Oh, it's a very calm dog. You know, it's a hunt dog, it's a pack dog, and you know, they are very cute. And I think that they have a special character. You know, you need to know them to like them.
Now, you brought 5 dogs over to the shows here in Gibraltar. How have they done so far?
Oh, they've done quite well. The puppy was best puppy. We won best bitch, best male, and best of breed. So until now, couldn't be better.
And you're no stranger to Gibraltar. You've come in the past as well.
Yes, we have coming in the past. We already won several big prizes here. We won 1 or 2 best in shows in adults. Last year we won best puppy in show the 3 days, the 3 shows, and the dog who won best puppy in show last year is the one who won best male today.
How does Gibraltar compare to other places?
I think it's a very interesting show. You know, this year, you know, last year I wasn't here. It was my handler who came with the dogs. I was here 2 years ago, but I think that this is great. The conditions are okay, so I think it's a very nice show, and it's a very good show because you have 2 shows in a weekend. So you can do 2 points. You can do a Gibraltar champion in a weekend, which is very interesting.
And travelling all the way from Portugal, so are the dogs used to that?
Yes, they are used to the car, and you know, when they put the dogs inside the very kennel, you know, they are in their home, in their own place, so that's not a problem.
Tiene un cachorro de 10 meses, ¿con que espera un buen resultado para hoy?
Vamos a ver si hay suerte. Yo pienso que podemos quedar bien. Lo que pasa es que hay mucha competencia y bueno, es la primera vez que viene y yo creo que sí que puede quedar bien.
¿Ha participado en concurso antes con que eso que como training para el perro?
Sí, el concurso no es exposición, es concurso y vamos, ha ido ya 3 o 4 y ha ganado siempre en los concursos. En concurso ha quedado muy bien, siempre ha quedado la primera. Mejor de grupo, mejor de raza y ha quedado muy bien. En concursitos sí, lo que pasa es que en concursos hay menos competición. Ya las exposiciones mucho más vienen los mejores, entonces aquí a ver cómo queda. Esperemos que quede bien,
¿Desde qué edad puede participar en los concursos?
En concursos a cualquier edad, los más empezó en concursos con 6 meses, hasta los 9, 10, ahora ya están jóvenes y después ya, bueno, ya ahora sí vamos, hasta que se canse.
¿Y cómo se comportan? ¿Al ser pequeño hay más problemas de control o no?
Eso depende de cómo sea la perra, pero se la lleva ya de pequeñita para que se vaya acostumbrando y vaya viendo más perros y tal. Se comporta bastante bien, bastante. En el ring se comporta peor. Pues ya cuando ahí corriendo, pero vamos, aquí está bastante bien. Se pone un poco nerviosa. En el último, no, en el uno que fuimos a Huelva, bueno, además por la noche a la 1 de la mañana y no había quien la sacara al ring, no quería ni salir. Estaba ya muy cansada de toda la tarde esperando.
¿Qué piensa del dog show entonces?
Muy bonito, hay muchas clases de animales muy preciosos y a mi nieto le gusta, a mi bisnieto le gustan los leones, dice que aquellos son los leones. Esto es muy bonito todo. Hay mucha paciencia que tiene que tener para peinarlo, eso es divino todo.
So for how long have you been a dog handler?
Like 10 or 12 years ago. I start my own breeding with Portuguese pointers. And then I start handling other dogs, and since then I'm just doing this. I'm going all over the world, and so it's that.
What's the most challenging part of dog handling? Would you say controlling the dog is the most difficult part?
Yes, you saw me there. This is a very difficult breed to control. For me, it's the worst breed to control, but well, I did it the best way I could.
She's Maneto. She's Podenco, Andalusian, she's little breed. We recuperate the breed after 200 years, you know? And she's very nice for company, for to stay at home with me and with my daughter. She's my daughter, Anna. Now in Gibraltar, she's only in showing, you know? And it's very, very nice for to have, you know? but it's very quiet, very timid. I like. But everybody come to my home and say, "Oh, it's very, it's so beautiful."
Well, we think she's got her charm in her own way.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Olivia. Diga yo, Olivia. Olivia. Thank you very much.
Venga, ¿es la primera vez que compites aquí en Gibraltar?
Sí, es primera vez.
¿Y cómo lo encuentra?
No, porque vamos a exposiciones por España y entonces nos interesa también aquí para el campeonato internacional.
¿Cómo espera de hacer?
Espero que bien, que gana.
Well, I've seen you've already handled a number of dogs, so how many dogs will you be showing in the competition?
5. I brought 5 dogs. Weimaraner, flat-coated retriever, Labrador, miniature Schnauzer and Chow Chow.
Now, each dog very different in terms of breed and I suppose characters. So how do you manage to handle each accordingly?
Well, the dogs are with me for some time, so I'll get used to them and they get used to me, so everything goes okay.
It's important to have that relationship between dog and...
Yes, you really have to. Otherwise, you can't do anything with them.
So, Lawrence, just basically explain how it all started for you in terms of dog handling.
It all started at an early age of about 14, about 10, 11 years ago. I first started with my first Chihuahua, and that's the dog I have at home. Then I started with the English setters and got more involved in traveling and dog showing, and I've been about 4 or 5 times to Crufts representing Gibraltar, and also I've been a dog handler in Crufts also representing Gibraltar. So I mean, it's been hectic since then. For about 10 years traveling all over the world with the dogs, and it's a very different way of life traveling with dogs other than going on holiday. I mean, you have to care for the dogs on the plane and all that. So
Just tell us, what qualities do you think make a successful dog handler?
first of all, you need a good dog. You need to train it from an early age, from 3 months, and start training it so it doesn't get scared of people. It's used to other dogs, get it friendly to other dogs. And obviously, apart from that, have a good relationship with the dog in the ring and also at home, and obviously make sure that he knows you're not going to do anything to him which will scare him, and groom him and show him as best as possible.
So that relationship with the handler, very important.
That is very important. I mean, he needs to be comfortable that somebody's going to touch him on the legs and he can't run away. And he has to stay still and he has to be happy. And if he's not happy, well, you shouldn't bring him to the show.
Have you dealt with any difficult dogs?
I mean, they're all difficult to begin off with. When they're a puppy, they don't want to walk on the lead, they want to run away, they're scared of the big dogs, and obviously it just takes time and going to more shows and traveling until they get the hint and start cooperating. And once you get the relationship going, it's beautiful.
So it's very much about disciplining the dogs.
It's a lot about discipline, it's a lot about taking care of them and making sure that they're not going to go and attack another dog. I mean, you've got the responsibility as well of taking care of your dog and making sure that it doesn't go off and injure someone else. I mean, it's all to do with that.
Now, for yourself, something you'll keep up?
It's definitely something I'll keep up. I mean, my wife and myself, we've all got dogs, and obviously in the future we'll start breeding our own puppies and obviously for the future generations. So.
Okay, so first of all, how smoothly have things been going?
Yeah, very good so far. We had to keep all the exhibitors in the other hall and then just open the doors to start the judging, because we didn't want all the cages and all the accoutrements in here. We just wanted the dogs. So it's going smoothly, yes. It's quite quiet, placid. Everything's going well so far.
Now, what's your role exactly? Are you sort of in charge of keeping the points?
I'm doing ring steward here. I often do language interpretation, mostly German to Spanish or French to Spanish or whatever. And that's my main role as a ring steward here, but overseeing, you know, general. If there are any problems, exhibitors, complaints, I deal with that and take them aside and try and discuss with them if there are any disputes.
Does that happen often?
Not really, but I mean, you'd be amazed how many different disputes we have to deal with. It's very much behind the scenes, and we try and do it between exhibitors. If there's a query about judging, we get the exhibitors together, then we go back to the judge and then mediate. Yeah, most people are quite sportsmanlike, you know, because it is a sport, really, isn't it? Like other sports.
Now, explain for each breed. I mean, you get a number of different rounds. How are these classified, though?
Now, we go by age group from puppy, junior, intermediate, and then open, and then champion. And then you have for female and male. So they can go for the Gibraltar point, international point, as well, and then best of breed. And then we do the group finals according to the different breed categories.
And I suppose some breeds are much more popular than others.
That's right. You've got a lot of terriers, you've got a lot of gun dogs. We've got a whole class of a group of dachshunds on their own, because we've got 9 different breeds. So it's quite intricate. You've got a lot of working dogs as well. I mean, the majority are working dogs, but Group 2 is a massive group with about 40 breeds in it. So it's very competitive at that level, you know, when it comes to the group finals, yes.
You're working closely with the judge, I suppose, very demanding work for him as well.
Yes, the judges really have to know the standards, and they really must remember what they're putting up. If you've got a judge who really knows his standards and has a good memory, they're working very, very fast. Like Scandinavian and Northern European judges are dealing with maybe 40, 50 dogs in a class. So they've really got to know their stuff, and we're very lucky to have very good top judges here in Gibraltar. You know, we're very honoured to have them here.
And up next, we're going to be speaking to a couple of the judges who are going to be telling us all about the work they've been up to. So first of all, how difficult has it been? You've been there for a number of hours. I mean, is it hard work?
Well, yes, it's hard work, but we are used to. It's something that we do at least once every 2 weeks. I mean, it's sort of a practice. It is hard work sometimes, yeah.
What's the most challenging part of the job itself?
Well, I suppose it's very easy to judge good dogs, because when you're saying to somebody, your dog is really nice, I like it a lot, here's a nice award for you, everybody's happy and it's an enjoyable experience. But sometimes you get a dog and it's not that good, and you have to tell the person that it's your attitude that this dog is not a good dog, and then it's like your child is always the best child, and they have the same with their dog. So unfortunately, it doesn't always work out too good. That's the hardest part.
And standards, how have you found them?
The standards over some of the breeds I found here were very good. I would say the terriers that I've seen are very high standard. Some of your toy breeds were very good, and 1 or 2 of the working breeds. So I would say, yes, quite a high standard, an international standard.
And for yourself?
Oh, I think, yeah, picture. I had some lovely dogs, Australian Shepherds and Schnauzers. They were excellent Schnauzers, really. I mean, they could compete anywhere in the world and win. A very, very high standard in those breeds. Another breed, it was a bit more difficult to find something that I was happy enough to make it win. No? But yeah, it was enjoyable and good dogs, yeah.
I'd like to ask you on the grooming aspects, because we've seen all the work that's involved in certain of the breeds in terms of, you know, blow drying and even using like a straightening irons. I mean, does this add to the quality of the dog on show, or not necessarily?
I think the people are going over the top with that. I think it should be, the dog should be clean, should look well groomed, with nice coat, but now people are putting too much emphasis on the coat, and some dogs, they don't get enough exercise because the coat will get yeah, they like beautiful coats but soft muscles, no? And Well, I better don't talk about that because look at me.
So really looking at a healthy dog.
Well, I would slightly disagree, and this
Will you?
this is what makes dog shows: the fact that people can disagree, still be experts, and still have different attitudes. To me, it's an exhibition and a competition. The competition is compared to the breed standard, and that's what we do, judge. But it's also an exhibition of we're to encourage people to get involved in pedigree dogs. The more visual it is, the better. So I like presentation. I give a lot of marks for presentation because you can create a dog into a more finished article with expertise, and that's good for the general public. And I think that's why you're here. You're not here because you saw me checking dogs' teeth or counting premolars. You're here because it's visually nice, it's visually interesting, and we owe that to the exhibitors and the breeders who do that. We're just the journeymen really who come along and make the decisions on the day.
So you would say it's a popular hobby then?
Absolutely, it's a lifetime hobby. From the time you're a child, you have junior handlers, and if you look, there is one lady judge here from Italy today. She's 76 years of age. She's judging today, and she did a terrific job, was quite capable, and she was in the caves, and she walked up and down. So yeah, this is a lifetime hobby. For anybody getting involved, and you'll have hard times, but you'll really enjoy it. It's really worthwhile.